Alright, since several of you asked, I made a PowerPoint presentation. You're welcome. Why Fahrenheit and imperial units need to die. Part 1. What the Fahrenheit? Water. Celsius just makes sense. 100 degrees Celsius is boiling and 0 degrees is freezing in pure water. For Fahrenheit, none of the numbers make sense and 0 is just really cold. But what about absolute 0? Shouldn't we define temperatures based on absolute 0? Isn't Kelvin the best? Well, one could argue that Kelvin is the best. However, we are debating Fahrenheit versus Celsius. And with Celsius, the conversion to Kelvin is easy. With Fahrenheit, the math is just more complicated. Some people argue that Celsius is the temperature for science and Fahrenheit is the temperature for humans. The human body temperature is 37 degrees Celsius and 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit. So personally, I think it's kind of a toss-up which one makes more sense. However, the guy that developed Fahrenheit based 100 degrees on what he thought the human body temperature was, on his wife, but she had a fever, so it isn't even correct. It's based on faulty science. This next section I'm calling imperial nonsense. Metric just makes sense, it's in units of 10. Easy. Imperial is in units of nonsense. 5,280 feet in a mile, why? My brain explodes. Metric also uses logical prefixes, such as milli, centi, deci, kilo. You can figure out what the units mean based on those prefixes. Imperial is just a guessing game. Now I'm going to list off some lesser-known imperial units and see if you can guess what they mean. Furlong, Ramson's chain, shackle, hand, finger, thou. Pause to read. I also think it's funny that a finger is larger than a hand. Interchangeability. Length versus volume. In metric, 1 cubic centimeter equals 1 milliliter. Easy conversion between length and volume. In freshwater, 1 gram also equals 1 cubic centimeter, which equals 1 milliliter, so you can also convert it to weight if you're working with pure water. For imperial units, no. Can you guess how many cubic inches are in a cup? Of course you can't, because there's no rhyme or reason. In addition, this can cause some very expensive conversion errors. In 1999, the Mars Climate Orbiter crashed because someone used imperial instead of metric. Also, literally all the world except 3 countries uses metric. Come on, get on board. In conclusion, if you like science, cats, if you're queer, if you're neurodivergent, and if you hate imperial units, you should follow me.